Well, Hamad, you took out the New Zealand Grand Prix at Tonga in very atrocious conditions, and Ben, you cleaned up the New Zealand Motor Cup and the Denny Hole Memorial Trophy. Yeah, the two of you have come here and really had a really good show, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously those trophies mean a hell of a lot, and they've got some fantastic names written on them. And when you sort of read down the names of some of the trophies, it's just great to be on them. So, just so happened I managed to win them. With the Denny Holm one was a bit of a surprise because we'd actually been off the pace most of the weekend. But no, it's great to get those trophies and something to put on the CV.
Well, all of our young Kiwi drivers are desperately trying to make it in Asia or America or England. Why are you down here?
Well, I mean, the main reason was obviously I raced in Australian Formula 3 in 2006. I was trying to get into V8s if I possibly could, and did a few tests with FPR and also one with Toll HSV. That was sort of where I wanted to see my career. I'm sort of 22 years old now, and it's getting harder to make it in single-seaters. The budgets are more and more expensive each year, so I sort of wanted to look at moving away from single-seaters, saw the V8s as more of a viable option. And yeah, I haven't got anything after this. I don't know what I'm going to be racing this year in 2007, but certainly I wouldn't mind moving away from single-seaters into V8 development series or Porsches or anything that just sort of gives me a bit of experience in that field.
You've had a taste of the Aussie V8s, just one outing?
I had a couple of outings. I had one with FPR initially, and then I was fortunate enough to have one with Toll HSV later on in the season. I then was hoping to do the final round of the development series at Phillip Island, but unfortunately we did the test, but then we had a few problems in qualifying that eventually resulted in us not being able to race at all. So that was a bit disappointing, but these things happen. I'm hoping it's not going to be my last chance, but see what happens.
Ben, you're running with Dave Arrowsmith with his Aintree racing team, a very English operation from this expat down here. How does the Toyota Racing Series down here compare with the opportunities for young up-and-coming drivers?
Oh, I think it's a very competitive series. I think if you look at the times generally in testing and qualifying, there's probably no more than 3-4 tenths covering the first 8-9 drivers, so it's very good. From my point of view, it obviously allows me to carry on racing in the off-season of the European circuit, so I think the more miles you can do in any race car just keeps you learning and keeps you improving, and also just keeps your bum in the seat, which is gives you an advantage when you come to the start of the season in the European circuit. But no, it's a very good series and very competitive, and I think you never know what's going to happen. You know, there's 5-6 drivers on the grid that can always win races, and it's swapping all the time.
Ben, it seems ironic that all of our young New Zealand drivers are desperately trying to establish a career in Asia or America or England, and you're down here. What's the difference here for New Zealanders compared to young drivers in your background, England?
Well, I guess for you guys it's a bit difficult because if you do want to race, I mean, here's very competitive and you've got this championship, but after that, if you want to progress up the single-seater ladder, really you have to look at going to either Europe or America, which is quite a big distance from here. For me, I mean, I come from Britain anyway, so I've got, you know, strong single-seater championships all the way up the level, but from my point of view, I very much struggle for budget, so a championship like this is ideal. Sort of the pound is very strong against the dollar. Sponsorship is very difficult, but possibly slightly easier to find this side of the world compared to Britain. So it's just a great championship for that, and like I said before, keeping your bum in the seat.
Good racing.
Yeah, very good racing. It's these cars are quite difficult to overtake. I must admit, you do feel quite a lot of the aero when you're sat behind another car. You pick up a bit of understeer as you lose that wind off the front wing. But no, it's very good racing, and you look at the racing at Pukekohe in places, there's overtakes all over the place.
Well, Ben's probably reluctantly, I could say, looking at doing V8s because it's, I guess, a bit of frustration that the opportunities haven't been there in Europe in single-seaters. You want to stay in purist racing? You want to stay in single-seaters for?
Yeah, sure. This is what I'm. Plan to do a higher level in single-seater. This is what I always dream, and all the drivers dream to go to Formula One. For sure, you have little hope to do it, and I hope to be in Formula One, and when I say I need to go to Formula One, I have to work harder and to listen to engineers and everything, and to focus on my job, and I hope to do it. Yeah.
Well, you're running with one of the most successful teams in the Toyota Racing Series, Mark Peach's team. Is the racing here as sophisticated, as advanced as the other racing you've done in Asia?
Actually, I mean, here the teams, I think, doesn't do any much difference because the cars are all equal. I mean, Toyota Racing Series is really restricted and very equal. So I think, I mean, it's a good team, good to be with a good team, and yeah, it's different than the race in Asia. Here more competitive than which I used to it. Here, I mean, big names drove here, so I'm very happy to be with them and to compete with them. So this is I feel it as first step to go to Europe. I came here just to know where I am and then I can go to Europe later on.
Well, the weekend that you were winning at Ruapuna, you actually had an opportunity to drive a V8 in Bahrain?
Yeah, it was, yeah. They offered me to do Bahrain circuit. They offered me to do V8s, but I prefer my job here to do because this is what I love. Mm. So
you didn't offer the drive to Ben?
No, I didn't. Why not?
So I just came here and race and.
So you want to stay in purist racing?
Yeah, in single-seater racing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is finance a problem for a lot of drivers in the Middle East? Or?
Yeah, actually.
I guess they need more awareness of the racing to get the sponsorship.
Yeah, to get the sponsorship and to get the drivers because we don't have a lot of drivers to do whole championship like here. We just start to get new drivers just from go-karts and like after me, we have big gap. We don't have a lot of drivers, so we need to grow up them.
You've had a very supportive family, and we'll just join your father here. Ahmed, you're from a racing background.
Yes, I was racing, but different racing. It was, rallying and autocross, hard climb at Middle East. It wasn't there is any circuit before, so what we was racing is just desert.
Yes.
It's just rallying. So this is what we was do before. And now, I think these young guys, they have more chance than us. They have
exciting times, aren't they?
Yes. Definitely, because of now in Middle East, you could see in 3 years' time we have like nearly 5 tracks. They challenge each other. Dubai, Al Usail in Qatar, and in Saudi now they're building two track, and in Bahrain circuit. That's just in 3 years' time. Before that, we don't have any even one circuit.
Yes.
Now they are interesting of motorsport, not like in New Zealand. New Zealand, it's
we have 6 circuits.
not just that. Yeah, New Zealand, I could say, it's a target of every driver in the world, not just young drivers. I mean, if you look back, like in history of motorsport in New Zealand, you look. Most of the famous drivers or most of the motorsport builders, they was, a favorite to come here and race and compete the local drivers because it's not easy to be beat.
No.
To be honest, when we come, we think we was good, but the New Zealand drivers, the young drivers here, really they have talent and they have. New Zealand, they should be proud of this what they have. We've been surprised of motorsport. You have everybody know what's mean of motorsport. In our countries there in Middle East still, we need time to promote this motorsports. Maybe you was there at the V8 and still crowd is not much as there because actually they need to know the drivers, then they can come and support them. And now this is actually what hamad he could do for country.
Good. And will you remember New Zealand as you progress with your motor racing career? Good memories of New Zealand?
Yeah, good memories. My best race career is here so far, New Zealand Grand Prix. So I'm very happy and will better than mine years.
And Ben, you?
Yeah, definitely. I enjoy my time here. Enjoy the country as well as the racing. It's a very nice place to be. So, yeah, happy memories there.